Hi, so my product review today is over one of my very favorite products from the Arbonne catalog, and that is the Fizz Stick. These are great for giving you just a little boost of energy. They kind of help heighten your awareness and alertness during those times of day when you maybe are kind of starting to slump or feel a little fatigued. The name of them actually is Energy Fizz Sticks, so that is the intended use. And they're great for a number of reasons. You can use them if you are starting to feel kind of that midday slump after lunch. You're starting to get a little sleepy and you need a little boost to help you get through the afternoon. You can use them to replace your morning cup of coffee, or if you're maybe trying to cut back on coffee, you can use them to replace a cup or two of coffee a day. So there's a number of different ways you can use these. They are also chock full of vitamins and minerals, which I am going to go into a little more detail about in just a minute. But first, I thought I would show you how they work. They're really very simple. All you do is you take your little packet. Each one of these is a single serving, and they come in two flavors, pomegranate and citrus. This is the pomegranate, which happens to be my favorite. I do like them both, though I actually keep both flavors on hand here at my house just because I like to be able to switch it up every once in a while. But this is the pomegranate. So all you do is open the pack up. Get a little cloud there. And grab a glass of water, bottled water, whatever you're using. And be careful not to fill your glass or your bottle up to the very brim, because this is going to fizz and bubble up a little bit. So you want to allow a little room for it to do that, because you don't want it to overflow and make a mess. So just fill your glass maybe 3/4 of the way full. Then all you do is you dump the packet in, and as soon as it hits the water, it's going to start bubbling. So make sure you get it all emptied into there. Then just grab a spoon, stir it in. You'll see it start to bubble there at the top. It dissolves very quickly, so you don't need to stir it or shake it vigorously for 10 minutes or anything. That's usually about all I do. And it's ready to go. So when I first started using these, I often would reach for them in the afternoon when I would hit kind of that midday lull again after lunch, when my daughter was taking a nap and I was trying to be productive around the house and get things done. I would often reach for these because I would start to feel tired and think, oh, I just want to sit down right now. So they really helped to get me through the afternoon. But after I had been using these for a little while, and not a long time, but I had them in my house for probably at least a month at that time, and had kind of been using them, not every day, but just when I felt like I needed them. At some point, and I don't even really honestly remember how I discovered this, but it came to my attention that one packet of these has a your full recommended daily value of the vitamin B12. And for me, that was very, very important. And I immediately ran to the box. I pulled the box out. Is this true? Does this have 100% of my recommended B12? And sure enough, it does. And the reason that's so important for me is a few years ago, I became very, very ill. I all of a sudden, just literally out of nowhere, one morning woke up and started experiencing extreme fatigue and extreme muscle weakness. And, I let it go for a few days. I thought, well, maybe I'm just really tired, or I don't know what's going on. But when it didn't go away after a few days, and I had a couple of really frightening experiences, I was so weak that I started going to the doctor. And for about 3 to 4 weeks, I had test after test after test run, and for serious things. They tested me for MS, for multiple sclerosis. I was tested for Lyme's disease. I was tested for an adrenal tumor. I was tested for a variety of autoimmune diseases, for various neurological conditions. And in the end, after all of that was done, it was finally determined that I was suffering from a B12 deficiency, which was fantastic news because it was an easy fix. All I had to do was start supplementing, and my symptoms started turning around very quickly. I started feeling like myself again and getting back to health. But when that happened, I started to kind of research. I started doing a lot of research on nutrition and food and things like that. And what I learned was that B12, the vitamin B12, can only be found in animal products. And about 4.5 years prior, I had gone vegetarian. I wasn't full vegan, so I was eating some eggs and dairy and stuff like that, but it just wasn't enough to keep my body's store of B12 up over the long haul. So eventually, again, my B12 stores just got to the point where they were so low that my body said, hey, this is not going to work. You know, something's got to give here. You've got to fix this. And I had no idea. Nobody told me, you know, and I had never read when I went vegetarian. I had never read anything about B12 and the importance of supplementing if you are vegan or vegetarian, which again, I'm vegetarian myself, so that's a lifestyle that I very much support. I'm very much in favor of that lifestyle. That's one of the key things about Arbonne, the brand, is that Arbonne is vegan. And so I'm very much in support of that, but I also think it's absolutely vital that if you follow a vegan or vegetarian lifestyle, you need to be supplementing with B12. So when I found out that the Fizz sticks had 100% of my B12, I thought, this is fantastic. You know, this is so much better than having to worry about taking a pill, or if you're really familiar with B12 supplementation, it's better than having to do a sublingual, or if things get really bad, it's way better than having to go get an injection of B12 to get things boosted back up. So I thought, you know what, this is something that I am absolutely going to keep in my house all the time. I'm going to make sure to have one of these every day so then I don't have to worry about B12 in the future. So if you're somebody who has struggled with B12, or again, if you're vegan, vegetarian, this is a great way to get your daily intake of B12. And again, like I mentioned earlier, it's intended to give you a little energy boost. So it also helps, again, if you're starting to feel fatigued, if you're looking to replace coffee, anything like that. And they're super portable. I mean, it's this little packet. You can throw a couple of these in your purse or your bag or your car or whatever in the morning, and then you have it wherever you go, any time of day. If you've got access to a bottle of water or a cup of water, pop it out, and you're good to go.